I pray at the lotus feet of Divine Mother, Shri Lalita Ambika, and at the lotus feet of my Divine Gurus to help me, to bless me, speak on this Lalita Sahasranam in a very simple and easiest manner so that everybody can understand. In our previous classes, we have covered the shlokas of Lalita Sahasranam from 24 to 23, and it is already there in the video. If you want to watch it, it is there. If you want to directly go and see, you can always click the link. So today we are going further ahead. If you remember, in the previous ones we have discussed a lot of things. We have discussed about the forms, we have discussed about the Bhandasur Vadh, we have discussed how the Devis and Devtas are praying to Lalita Ambika and how everybody is happy. All of these things we have discussed. Now we are going further. Today the shlokas that we are going to discuss are from 34 to 40, and in Namavali they are from 85 to 111. Now in 34 to 40, Devi's form, the subtle form has been described. Till now we were actually able to imagine or visualize Devi as a lady sitting, as having eyes, nose, like a particular form, nose, ears, hands, limbs, and we saw her pastimes. She is fighting. So all the visualization that was there in the meditation was a form of a very strong and beautiful lady whom all the Devatas are praising, and she is very victorious, very brave, very powerful, as well as at the same time she is very beautiful, very pleasant. She makes her consort very happy, and she is the sovereign, she is the empress, she is motherly. All these different qualities of Divine Mother Lalita Ambika came out, and we meditated on that. Now these shlokas are taking us, the ones which we are going to cover today are going to take us into her subtle form, the subtle form where the yogis meditate. Let's go there. All the forms of meditation are good, whichever suits a devotee. The best way to meditate is to start from a form which you can relate to. By that way, what happens, you can connect with your feelings, your emotions. When we say, like the first mantra of Lalita Sahasranam, Shri Matre Namaha, immediately we connect to her. Oh, she is my mother. Shri Maharagye Namaha. Immediately we connect to her. Oh, she is the queen of the universe. Like that. So that is why a form is needed. When we first connect with her to the form, it is very easy for us to meditate. And then after meditating on that, we slowly go inside. So this is how the process has also been followed in Lalita Sahasranam chanting. So let me just read 34 to 40 and then I'll read the Namavalis and give the meanings of it. Harnetragni sandagda kama sanjeevanaushadhi namaha Shrimad Vagbhav Kutaika Swarupa Mukha Pankaja Kantadha Kati Paryanta Madhya Kuta Swarupini Shakti Kutaika Tapanna Katya Dobhaga Dharini Mula Mantratmika Mula Kuta Traya Kalebara Kulamrutaika Rasika Kula Sanketa Palini Kulangana Kulantastha Kaulini Kula Yogini Akula Samayantastha Samayachara Tatpara Muladharaika Niliya Brahma Granthi Vibhedini Manipuranta Rudita Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini Agya Chakranta Ralastha Rudra Granthi Vibhedini Sasrarambujarudha Sudha Sara Vivarshini Tadilata Samaruchihi Shatchakropari Sanstita Mahasakti Kundalini Visatantu Taniyasi. Now let's go to the Namavali and try to understand the meaning. It says, it's number 85. Om Shrimad Vagbhay Kutaika Sarupa Mukha Pankajaya Namaha. Let me read all the three because the 85, 86, 87 indicates the mantra of Divine Mother. Om Shrimad Vagbhav Kutaika Swarupa Mukha Pankajaya Namaha. Om Kanthada Kati Paryanta Madhya Kuta Swarupinyai Namaha. Om Shakti Kutaika Tapanya Katya Dobhaga Dharinyai Namaha. Now, when we go to Lalita's mantras, there is a Bala mantra and there is Panchadashakshari, there is Shodasakshari. All these mantras can be actually grouped into three. So this is what Trayakut they tell here. And when you divide the mantras into three parts, one part of the mantra is imagined to be the face of Divine Mother. The second part of the mantra is imagined to be the middle part of the Divine Mother. And the third part of the mantra is imagined to be the lower part of Divine Mother. So this is the form. So mantra is divided in three groups, and those three groups indicate the face, the middle part and the lower part below the waist. For example, we'll take Bala mantra, which is Aing, Kling, Sauha. So there are three mantras here now, three Bij mantras. Aing indicates Saraswati, or Aing indicates Vagdevi. Kling indicates the union actually of Shiva and Shakti basically. That is why it is called Kamarajakuta. Kling. Aing, Kling, Sauha. This is the Shakti mantra, Sauha. Okay, this is known as Shakti Kuta. Now, so this is for the smaller mantra. Then there is Panchadashakshari. Panchadashakshari means it has 15 syllables in the mantra. So that 15 syllables are divided into three groups. First group of 5 syllables, second group of 5 syllables, third group of 5 syllables. That's how the mantra is divided. So the first group of 5 syllables is the meaning of the first mantra here, the name. Om Srimad Vagbhav Kutaika Sarupa Mukha Pankajaya Namaha. So we will take Aing, Kling, Sau. Aing is what this name indicates. It says, we salute, we bow to that Divine Mother who has a lotus face, Mukha Pankaj, who has a lotus face, and that lotus face is indicated by the first Kut, by the first Vagbhav Kut, by the first group of the syllables. So in the mantra of Aing, Kling, Sau, the face is indicated by Aing. So we salute to Divine Mother's face, which is represented by the mantra Aing. This is for the smaller mantra. Panchadashakshari is different. But similarly, in the similar way, you divide the first Kut, the first group of the 5 syllables will be the face of Divine Mother. Now, number 86. Om Kanthada Kati Paryanta Madhya Kuta Sarupinye Namaha. So, Aing. Then from here to here is Kling. And from there to there is Sauha. This is how the mantra form and the form of Divine Mother is. So the second one says Om Kanthada Kati Paryanta, from the Kantha till the Kati, from the neck, from the throat till our waist. That indicates the second group of mantras in the mantra of Devi. So when we are taking the Bala mantra, which is Aing, Kling, Sau, Kling indicates this to this part. If we take the Panchadashakshari, the second group of syllables will indicate this and this. So now go to the 87th mantra. Om Shakti Kutaik Tapanna Katya Dobhaga Dharani. When we take the Bala mantra, Sauha, Aing, Kling, Sauha, that's the mantra. So Sauha is representing the part of this name, that is below the waist. So we salute to that mother whose form below the waist is identical with the third Kut of the mantra. So this is it might be little complicated to understand, but for simplicity I am just saying now. Take the Bala mantra, Aing, Kling, Sauha. So first Aing is represented from here to here. Then Kling is from here to the waist. Then Sauha is from waist to below. So when we are meditating with the mantra Aing, Kling, Sauha, Aing, Kling, Sauha, Aing, Kling, Sauha, this is how the meditation has to go. Here, you imagine the form from here, then here, then here, 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 here. Similarly, when we do Panchadashakshari, it will be the same. First Kut, second Kut. Kut means the group. First Kut, the second Kut, the third Kut. So while you are chanting the mantra, you are listening to the mantra. At the same time, your attention does not go away from the form of Divine Mother. So your visualization, your dhyana, your attention is on the form along with the chanting of mantra. So this is the meditation here. Om Moola Mantratmikaye Namaha. Here we pay salutations to that to Mother, who is the Moola Mantra herself. Moola means the original mantra. So original Panchadasakshari mantra, she is herself the mantra, the embodiment of the mantra. Understand, there is no difference between the form, the mantra, the name, the pastimes of Divine Mother. Whatever you do, as long as your mind is focused on Sri Lalita, you are doing it rightly. So if we just say the first part of the mantra, if we are only able to connect to her physical form, whatever we have, the visualization, that is also fine. If somebody wants to go a little more deeper and experience the mantra form, this is the way you can do it and connect with her. So, because she is Mool Mantra by herself, she is the original mantra. Om Moola Kutatraya Kalebaraya Namaha. So again, here it is the same thing they are emphasizing, that the Panchadasakshari mantra with all its kutas, all its groupings is the same. All the arrangement of the letters in the Panchadasakshari. Panchadasakshari means a 15 syllable mantra. So those combination of letters in the 15 syllable mantra is Divine Mother herself. There is no difference between the mantra and the form of Divine Mother. Now the next one, Om Kulamritaika Rasikaya Namaha. Now here they are mentioning that a word called Kula. Now Kula is a sect of worshippers, Kaulamarg, it is called as Kaulamarg. They are usually in the northern part of India mostly. So Kaulamarg, they worship Devi in the Kundalini. But the Kundalini, where the point where they worship is, their focus is on Mooladhara. So what they believe is that when we worship and as the Kundalini rises, it rises from the Mooladhara, goes up to the Sahasrar. Here is the Shiv's abode. In the Mooladhara is Kundalini and Divine Mother is Kundalini. So she goes up here. They have the union here, and then she again comes back and she's always sitting in the Kula or the Mooladhara. Between the Mooladhara and the Swadhisthana, she is there. So they worship Kundalini in the Mooladhara and the Swadhisthana area, and there the meditation is, the Kundalini goes up, stays here for some time, again comes down here and stays there forever. So this is the worship of Kulamarg. And they I mean, in both the marks, I mean, there are two different marks, but Kulamarg, the Kundalini will go through the Sushumna, which is from the spinal cord, stay here, come down. So here it is saying Kulamrutaika Rasikaye Namaha. So she is Kundalini and she flows as nectar from the Sahasrara in the spinal cord through the Sushumna all the way down to the Kula, means to the Mooladhara. So this is their worship. Kulamrutaika Rasikaya Namaha. She enjoys those worshippers, through those worshippers who are worshipping her as Kundalini in the Kaulamarg. Om Kula Sanketa Palinyai Namaha. She is the one who is guarding all the scriptures of the Kaulamarg, of the followers of the Kaula sect, Kaula path. Okay. Now the followers of Kaula path, they usually refer Parshuram texts or the 64 tantras. So Kaulamarg, all the 64 tantras and the scriptures written by Parshuram, sage Parshuram, all of this form the tradition of Kaula path. So this, the one who has protected this path is again Divine Mother Sri Lalita. She only has given this knowledge through this path, and she is the protector of the knowledge of this path of the Kaula followers. Om Kulanganaye Namaha. She is the main principal element of the Kaula path, the Kaulamarg. She is the one, she is the Kundalini of the Kaulapath. Om Kulantasthaye Namaha. She is the one, the followers of Kaulapath, she is the one, the innermost goal or the innermost hidden secret of the Kaulamarg. The ultimate goal, she is inside the Kaulamarg, all the doctrines of the Kaulamarg, all the practices of the Kaulamarg in the Kundalini, she is the only one. Kulantasthaye Namaha. Om Kaulinyai Namaha. She is called as Kaulini in the Kaula form of worship. So salutations to that mother who is Kaulini. Om Kula Yoginyai Namaha. She is the deity, worshipable deity of the Kaulas. So Om Kula Yoginyai Namaha. Om Akulayai Namaha. She is Akula, here is Shiva. So she herself is the energy of Shiva in the 1000 petal lotus here. So here from 90 to 96, it describes about one type of followers, practitioners who are known as Kaulamarg. So that is here. Now we'll go to the next one. Om Samayantasthaye Namaha. Now here it is a different tradition, different sect of followers of Mata Shri Lalitambika, and they are called Samayachar Marg. Okay, so Samaya doctrine. So here Samayantasthaye Namaha. So she is the one in the Samaya doctrine also. She is the one. Now in Samaya doctrine, what is the difference? What they say is the Kundalini rises all the way up and is in union with Shiva, and she stays in the Sahasrara forever. So they give importance to both Shiva and Shakti here in the Sahasrara. That's the only difference. In Kaula, it goes up, meets, come down, but it's only the Kundalini who is the supreme. In Samaya, she goes up, here stays with Shiva and Shakti both are equally important. They are here in Samaya, they are known as Kameshwar, Kameshwari. The meeting of Kundalini and Shiva is known as Kameshwar, Kameshwari. In Kaulamarg, it is known as Anand Bhairav and Anand Bhairavi. This is the only way difference. So the names are different, but meaning is the same almost. Om Samayachara Tatparayai Namaha. She is very happy, okay, with the Samaya worship of the Samaya way of worshipping her. Anybody who is worshipping her in the Samaya tradition, she is very happy with them. But the same thing with Kaulantak also, the Kaul worship also. In Kaulamarg, they worship with Panchmakaras. There are different way of worship. In Samaya Marg, it's more of a Vedic tradition of worship. That's the only difference. Om Mooladharaika Nilyaye Namaha. She is the one who resides in the Mooladhar. Mooladharaika Nilay. The Mooladhar is her abode in the body. Om Brahma Granthi Pibedhinyai Namaha. Om Manipuranta Rudhitaye Namaha. When she rises from the Mooladhar, she goes on all the way and all the chakras start opening. So Mooladhar opens, Swadhisthana opens, and then the Manipuranta Rudhitaye Namaha. Then she goes to the Manipur area near the fire element. So when she goes up, she goes on breaking knots. So first she breaks the Brahma Granthi. So between Mooladhar and the Manipur, the first knot that is broken is the Brahma Granthi. And then she goes from here, she rises up from Manipur, and then she goes to the Anhat, and then she goes to the Vishuddhi. So from Om Manipuranta Rudhitaye Namaha. So from here she rises up, Manipuranta. So salutations to her who emerges out of the Manipur chakra. Om Vishnu Granthi Vibedinyai Namaha. And then she goes here and breaks the Vishnu Granthi. Okay, and then Agya Chakranta Ralasthaya Namaha. She goes up from Manipur, Manipur, Anhat, Vishuddhi, and then straight away goes to Agya Chakranta Ralasthaya Namaha. And then she goes and stays here. Om Rudra Granthi Vibedinyai Namaha. Here she breaks the Rudra Granthi and straight away goes to the Sahasrara. Om Sahasraram Bhujarudhaya Namaha. And then she goes straight and stays there. And then Sudha Sara Bhivarshinyai Namaha. When she rises all the way here, there's nectar that flows out in throughout the body, that is called as Amrit. So now the meditation, as we have been reading now, is clearly a very internal meditation. Now the form, whatever we had imagined earlier, is going slowly. From external forms, we slowly go into the internal form. We start meditating at the Mooladhara, whether it is a Samay mark or the Call mark. Both are meditating on the Kundalini, and both are meditating on the Kundalini, and the Kundalini goes on rising. The journey of the Kundalini is to rise up, and once it goes and has the union with Shiva here, that's it. Then the nectar starts flowing inside. The journey, the Kundalini rises all the way from spinal cord. It's like a small thin stalk. It will go up. And once you are here, you actually feel very intoxicated when the nectar flows. So this is what it is. It all happens just by chanting Lalita Sahasranam, or by chanting of the Panchadashakshari, or by chanting of the smaller mantras. This has all been mentioned. Whether you meditate on the form, or whether you meditate through the mantras, or whether you meditate on the Kundalini, it is all Lalita Ambika. So the journey is from from Mooladhara to Manipur, from Manipur to Agya Chakra, then Agya Chakra, and then Agya Chakra to Sahasrar. Now let's go to 106. Om Sudha Sara Abhivarshinne Namaha. We salute to that Divine Mother who is in the Sahasrara in union with Shiva, and now who is showering us with the nectar of bliss or Amrit. Om Taddilata Samaruchai Namaha. When she is rising like this, Kundalini, when she rises, Kundalini is like a very sharp light. When she rises, she goes up and she shines here even more brighter. So that is what it is. Taddilata Samaruchai Namaha, who is shining like a flash of lightning. Om Shat Chakropari Sansthitai Namaha. And she is the one, we salute to her, who has established herself on all the 6 chakras in the body. Om Mahasaktei Namaha. Asakte Namaha. Asakti means joy. She is in extreme bliss when she unites with Shiva. So Kundalini, as Kundalini, she is in Mooladhara. When she rises up above here and meets Shiva here, she is in extreme joy. Understand, when your Kundalini will be awakened, you go here, you are in extreme joy, in extreme intoxication, extreme bliss, extreme pleasure. This is what it is. Om Maha Asakte Namaha. Whatever they are describing about Divine Mother, this is a process that is happening in the devotee himself. The devotee experiences every little thing, whatever is being said here. Om Kundalini Namaha. We salute to this great Kundalini energy within us. It is there in everybody. That Lalita form which we imagine from the sun, that Lalita form whichever we imagined, everything is there. That Lalita form which we were speaking through our mouth in the form of mantras, that Lalita is actually residing in us, in our body, in the form of Shakti, in the form of Kundalini, in the Mooladhara. When we start chanting, she starts arousing, and then when she goes and meets with Shiva, we experience that bliss, the highest bliss or the spiritual ecstasy. Om Bisatantu Taniyase Namaha. This is 111. Bisatantu Taniyase means she is as fine and firm as a fiber of a lotus stalk. Fiber of a lotus stalk. Again, why is it said fiber of a lotus stalk? The lotus is here. The Sahasrar, 1000 petal lotus. And the fiber of the lotus stalk is the Sushumna. Okay. Now, the Sushumna is a thin, it is actually not even visible, but Sushumna is thin, very thin, light like a fiber, very thin nerve which goes. So there are 3 nerves. When we go deeper into Kundalini science, people must be knowing Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. Sushumna is the one that they are talking here. Bisatantu Taniyase Namaha. She is very fine, she is very firm, like the fiber of a lotus stalk. The Sushumna nerve is very, very fine, very, very firm, and it is holding the Sahasral petal, the 1000 petal lotus. This is what the meditation is in this one. So with this we end this. So these are different types of meditation. Whichever a devotee, every devotee has different nature. Based on your nature, you must choose a meditation for yourself. Not every meditation is fit for everybody. So for some who are very emotional, who have a very lot of bhava, a lot of feelings, for some I have seen that when they look at Mother, Divine Mother's form, they feel more connected and they like to meditate on the form of Divine Mother, which is also good. But some people want to sit properly, want to just be straight, and then they want to experience the mantra and they want to experience the Kundalini. So for them, this is the meditation. But when you are doing the Kundalini meditation, always be aware, you have to always sit straight and your spinal cord has to be straight. If you want to really experience that, there is a path. You have to do a little yoga, you have to learn a little bit of yoga, you have to stretch your spinal cord every day before sitting. If you have a bent spinal cord, you will not be able to experience the Kundalini too much. So Kundalini yoga is a science by itself, but Lalita Sahasranam only gives an indication of it. There are two different paths, is already told, Kola Marg, Samaya Marg, all these things. It may be a little different, but by chanting of Lalita Sahasranam, one thing is that by chanting of Lalita Sahasranam, all the experiences can happen to you based on your previous karmas also, and based on your devotion and based on your faith in this Lalita Sahasranam. If you chant it with full faith and full devotion, all experiences will come to you. You will experience Lalita Devi, you will talk to her, she will talk to you, she will appear to you in different devotional practices. So by this we will end it up here today, and if you practice whatever I say, and if you get any experiences, please do write. It makes me happy. Please do comment. Please put your questions if you have any, and whenever possible, however possible, I'll try to answer it. And with that, we'll end it up. Thank you so much. Jai Gurudev.